Hey you guys, Juliana here. Welcome back to my channel. So this week I'm gonna do kind of a really pretty pink mauve moment on the eyes and kind of a warm look throughout the skin and the lips. I did a look like this some years ago and I kind of tried to recreate it, but I didn't get quite close. But this is kind of what shook out from my attempt to recreate a look that I created probably about 4 years ago. First, I'm going to start off with primer and priming the skin everywhere on my face, avoiding my eyes and my lips with this foundation primer. After that, I'm going to identify all the areas on my skin that are darker than my natural skin tone, and that's usually underneath my, right underneath my eyes, kind of the sides of my lips, and I'm having a few blemishes that aren't 100% healed yet, and right on top of my lip, so like in that mustache area. So right now I'm just applying that orange salmon-y under eye corrector all over the skin and then blending it out with my fingers. Now with a lighter color foundation, I'm going to apply this all over the center of my face and then blend it out with the pointy part of the Beauty Blender. Personally, I just do this because I like the way that this makes my skin look a little bit brighter in the camera. But on an everyday look, I don't think I would actually do this trick. Then on the outer perimeter of my face, I'm going to apply the foundation all over that matches my actual skin tone. And then blend it out with the fat part of my Beauty Blender. Then with the concealer that's about 2 to 3 shades lighter than my skin tone, I'm going to apply this underneath my eyes, down the center of my nose, right at the bend of my chin, right where my chin kind of bends underneath my bottom lip, and right between my eyebrows. This is what I'm just doing this to highlight my face and make it appear a little bit brighter in the camera. Then with a concealer that's about 3 to 4 shades darker than my skin tone, I'm going to use this foundation brush and apply this all over the perimeter of my forehead. And I just use this to create a little bit of a shadow with my in certain areas that I want to kind of look recessed in the video, so or like in front of the camera. So that's definitely along my forehead and underneath my eyelids. Now with the pointy part of the Beauty Blender, I'm going to just blend out the highlighted areas with that part of the Beauty Blender. So all of the areas that are light, I'm going to blend out with the pointy part of the Beauty Blender, and the parts of my face that are darker, so the contour areas, I'm going to blend out with the fat part of my Beauty Blender. That way both colors won't kind of like blend and smear into each other, but they'll be like distinct on my face. And then when I'm trying to blend them together so that they kind of ombre and they mix right at the point where they're touching each other, I will just fold the color onto each other. So I'll switch the sponge back and forth and blend the highlight slightly onto the contour, and the contour slightly onto the highlight. I'm going to squeeze the fat part of my Beauty Blender really, really tight with my fingers to blend out that bottom lid contour. Now with this Banana Luxury Powder by Ben Nye, I'm going to apply this everywhere I applied that highlight concealer, just to set those areas. I do this because I really want those areas to remain light and bright, and so that it will stay light and bright in front of the camera until I put my foundation on top of it. And then when I put my powder foundation, it will blend it all together. Now with a dome-shaped eyeshadow brush, I'm going to apply Cinnabar into the socket of my eye. And with swirling motions, I'm just going to buff this color into the socket of my eye. I'm really utilizing a lot of that space in my upper eyelid. I do this because when I apply this color in my upper eyelid like this, it makes my eyes appear a little bit larger than they naturally are. Then I'm going to use that same brush and use windshield wiping motions to sweep that matte brown eyeshadow into my bottom lid as well. I'm doing this because, again, it gives the illusion that there's more space on my eyelid. And the more space on my eyelid, kind of the more color I can put on there without it looking funny later. So I can put more pink eyeshadow on there, more brown eyeshadow on there later, because the illusion, the shape of my eye looks bigger than it naturally does without any makeup. After I've applied eye primer all over the lid, I'm going to use an eyeshadow brush to press this mauve pink eyeshadow all over the eyelid. It's kind of a darker pink eyeshadow, not really bubblegum pink, which is kind of perfect for my skin tone, and just like, it's bright enough pink on me, but it's not bubblegum where it looks like it's too bright for my skin tone, or too loud, I should say. So I'm really pressing this color on because I want the pink to come through, and it's a matte shade, so I want to make sure that it's evenly applied, and the way to do that is to press the color on before actually using another eyeshadow brush to go along the lines of the eyeshadow to buff it out and blend it. Now with another dome-shaped brush, I'm going to apply a darker brown eyeshadow just on the outer quarter of my eyelid. Now with an eyeliner brush, I'm going to apply a gel eyeliner onto my bottom waterline. I like to use a gel eyeliner, and sometimes pencil, because I feel like the gel eyeliner is much more blacker than the pencil in my waterline. And also the gel eyeliner is waterproof, so it won't run if I sweat. I mean, it won't run if I sweat or cry or any tears come out for any other reason. Then I'm going to continue that line and use the same eyeliner on my top lid. And for me personally, I start my eyeliners in the center of my eye because I know that the line that is going to be on the outer corner of my eye is always going to be thicker, and so it just gives me a little bit more control than trying to create one continuous line from the inner corner of my eye to the outer corner. That's pretty impossible for me. So I start in the center of my eye and make small little dashes all the way out to the outer corner, and then follow it up by going into the inner corner of my eye. Next, I'm going to put on mascara on my top lashes to prepare them for false lashes. After that, I'm going to use a powder puff and apply the foundation all over my skin, the powder foundation that matches my skin tone all over my skin, even on top of those highlighted areas. After that, I'm going to use a blush brush and with swirling motions, apply a little bit of bronzer to my forehead to just warm up my skin a little bit. I'm actually using a cheek color as a bronzer because I find that that's my perfect bronzing color, and it's very hard to find a bronzer that really works with darker skin tones. So I choose to usually utilize cheek colors in warm reddish tone cheek colors and use them as bronzers instead. Then at the top of my cheekbones, kind of closer to my temple, I'm going to apply this mauve pink blush color that kind of is not too far off from the eyeshadow color. And it just kind of ties the whole look together. But since the rest of my skin is very warm, it kind of the pink really just balances it out and is not too bright, but really works well with my deeper skin tone. Now I'm going to line my lips with this dark chocolate lip liner. It's like a deep brown lip liner, and then blend out the lines so that they're not as harsh with a lip liner, with a lip brush. Then I'm going to apply this mauve colored lipstick. It's a matte lipstick all over the lips, even on top of the lip liner, and it just blends out seamlessly because the lip liner still kind of creates like a barrier from this brown pink lipstick to match my skin tone. And then I'm going to apply this kind of orangey lip gloss on top of it to maintain the warmth throughout the rest of the skin and the lips. And that's the look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.